The objective of this demonstration is to familiarize a student with the RIPS PHP source code analyzer tool. RIPS is an open source tool used for automated scanning of PHP source code for security vulnerabilities. RIPS takes advantage of static source code analysis, which differs from dynamic analysis in that dynamic analysis executes the program it is analyzing, which leaves it to analyze only the path it executes during the set analysis session. This example shows a route from A to Z that dynamic analysis would scan when executing a program. Static analysis does not execute the program, and instead analyzes every option along the path of possible execution. The second example shows that static analysis exposes all possible execution paths for a more thorough analysis. The automated process that RIPS uses for its analysis is comprised of two main steps. It begins by analyzing the given source code and identifying any potentially vulnerable functions, otherwise known as sensitive sinks. RIPS is currently capable of identifying 232 different potentially vulnerable functions. Upon identifying the potential vulnerabilities, RIPS categorizes them among 12 vulnerability types. The second step of the RIPS process is a tokenization of the portions of source code found to be potentially vulnerable. As you can see in the example, each component is identified and broken down into individual tokens. These tokens identify the purpose of each component of the source code, which allows RIPS to determine the true vulnerability of each. This parsing and categorizing of the source code is what allows the automated review process to proceed through the scan quickly while remaining very thorough. Now it's time for the install. RIPS is installed by copying the components directly to the appropriate document root of the web server. We'll be using the WordPress PHP programming language for the RIPS scan in this demo. The document root on this web server is found in the WordPress folder within the localhost directory. Now that we've copied the RIPS components to the document root folder, we'll open our web browser and go to the folder that was created. Using the localhost address will take you to your document root, and from there you can route to the RIPS folder that we copied over. When you browse to the RIPS folder, you'll be presented with the RIPS web interface. This is where we will configure and run our scan. As you can see, RIPS provides several scanning configuration options. The verbosity level option provides the flexibility of choosing how selective we would like our scan to be. The less selective, the more false positives you are likely to receive in your results. We'll stick with the user tainted only scan in this demo, which will provide us the vulnerabilities that are available to external users to attack. Under code style, there are two drop bars. The first is to select the color scheme for our results. The second is to select the code flow we would like displayed. We have an option of bottom up, which displays the code from the results first, execution last, or top bottom, which will show the execution command first and the end result last. Vulnerability type provides us the options of selecting among the 12 categories that RIPS provides for potentially vulnerable functions. For this demo, we'll choose the all client-side type, which includes cross-site scripting and HTTP response splitting. To begin the scan, enter the path to the directory that is being analyzed and click Scan. When the scan begins, you'll receive a progress bar that displays the files being scanned, as well as an approximate indication of how long the scan will take. The scan is now complete, and we are presented with a summarized display of results. This particular scan found 3 cross-site scripting vulnerabilities and 3 HTTP response splitting vulnerabilities. Among the layout of individual vulnerabilities found, there are a few features that are helpful in remediation of our source code issues. Color coding of the results allows us to determine the different sections of code. Code Viewer allows us to see the vulnerability within its original context of the source code. The Get Help feature provides a description of the particular vulnerability, an example of vulnerability, and it even provides a recommended solution to resolving the vulnerability. As you can see, the RIPS program is an extremely helpful tool for finding source code vulnerabilities. The capabilities of this program can serve to be an advantage when ensuring the security of your web development from potential adversaries.